Oh, there we go. I was completely focused on something else. But let's get today started. We just got a message from Paul that says, "Hi Sharon, hope that you're doing great. I'm really looking forward to today's show." So am I. I wrote the script about 2 hours ago. Now normally, there we go. Should be able to see me in the corner. I look suspiciously clear. Of course it's a little dark. I'm still playing with lighting. I got my sun lamp on this side of me. On this side I've got my tripod ring light on a tripod. So I'm just gonna go and open my script that I wrote 2 hours ago. There we go. And let's get this show on the road. See what happens. Maybe if I turn on my tab mate. Because it's very dark today and I don't want to turn on my top light. And my camera is like terribly low today for some reason. So yeah, I'm trying out a new thing, which apparently is very hard on my frame rate. And of course the lighting is always going to be all kind of weird because my tablet sends light towards my face depending, if you look at the main screen and at my face, on how close the white area is. It would be nice if I could get some sort of ambient light setting, but I cannot. And the reason I don't want to turn on my top light is because it makes a big glaring square, circle I mean, in the middle of my screen, and I don't like that. It's going to be another work story today. My work stories are always the wildest ones of the bunch, and it's a story that I had previously animated on Bootleg Cookie Animated back when, however it's pronounced, Beyond was known as Go Animate, and you can just point and click your assets. To be able to reach this high on the counter, I was probably sitting on the chair. This usually counter kind of stops like right here on me because I am so tall. I'm still in sound effects. I'm all stuck with gas, of course. What a surprise. Of course, it's Halloween time, so today's tea is Magic Potion, the blue tea that turns purple. But because Mom likes to bogart the glass cup, you guys can't see the color of the tea. Oh, and my mug is messing up with the green screen. This is why I got a reversible green screen that's green on one end and blue on the other. Are you wearing a Christmas sweater already? It's very nice. Yeah, it's actually a Christmas PJ top. And the reason I'm wearing it is because this is the nicest thing I own. That is also very warm. Because I live in a basement. Because what I usually wear is a pink, ratty, like, the thing is like almost 20 years old, pink house coat. Because of, once again, the temperature in the basement. My dad just made a fire on, but it's gonna take a while before it like wicks out all the moisture, so that it settles. So in the meantime, I'm dressing pretty. Oh, we just got a new Pika Pika. Thank you for following Anime Geek Draws. Thank you for the Pika Pika Anime Geek Draws. Blah. English. Blah. And no, I'm not exaggerating for the face cam. I really do that when I struggle with my English. Hello, Anime Geek Draws. I first knew you from... Shit, that name does sound familiar. Now I gotta go look. Gotta love ADHD, hang on. Oh yeah, would you look at it? Cause you gotta forgive me, I follow a shit ton of people on DeviantArt and various accounts, but now that I see your page, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a Fluffy Luigi one. Well, hello again. Thank you for coming to watch me mangle my second language. Burp in your face, drink tea, complain, cuss a lot. Depending on how well my day is doing. Hope you're going to have a great time. Or since I got ADHD, I might hyper-focus and suddenly go completely mute while I'm looking like this while I'm drawing, so consider yourself warned. Yep, I'm that one. Hey, wait a second. I kept the... Because the problem is, I like when people talk about themselves in the chat, but I have yet to completely program my bot correctly so that people can actually post link to legit places on DeviantArt, but I can do it. Therefore... And now Anime Geek Draws is plugged in the chat if you guys want to go see their art. I'm breaking my own rules because I'm the boss. As I was saying, my work stories are usually the craziest of the weird shit that happens to me. And you'll see soon enough because I'm about to add the text. Also, I have a tendency to look over here. My camera is here, but my second screen is here. And that's where I put my script, that's where I got my Streamlabs, my chat. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of there. This was such an annoying encounter, you guys would have no idea. You guys can hear the music. The computer is right there, and I don't like it being too loud because then I have a tendency to try to talk over the music, and I'm not a fan of loud music to begin with anyway. And like, I'm not even kidding with the little kid repeating everything her mother said. Don't you love customer service? I absolutely fucking hate it, and I hope I never have to do it again. It's like some people get out of their way to be an absolute pain in the arse. Please help me help you. And then it's the same people that go, oh, she bent over backward for me, but my god, what terrible customer service. Yes, because I am trying to help you and you're doing everything in your power not to let me help you. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you got these poor, nice, super nice people. I'm terribly sorry to bother you, I have a really stupid question. And turns out they don't have a stupid question. What they have is just they're not familiar with the new technology at the time. So they ask a question about something that they don't know. Because let's be honest, I've had stupid questions. And the people that think that they ask stupid questions, no, it's the people that think that they're stumping you with their genius and they ask you the stupidest thing you've ever heard. And then get mad at you because you don't say what they want to hear. I've worked in customer support for 20 years. Yeah, well, if you really did, you wouldn't talk to me this way. Wearing this vest when I draw myself at work because, well, it was my work vest. It was basically the cleanest, adultest piece of clothing I had in my wardrobe. It's still my wardrobe, but I should probably get rid of it because it's pretty small now. I am much meatier than I was back then. I pick at my face a lot. My face is very dry. I should put some lotion after the stream before I start flaking like a happy tree friend. If anybody's curious, I don't have product in my hair really. It's a hair cream to try and re-moisturize my hair because I ran my hand in my hair right before the stream and it made the sound of straw. So I was like, ooh, that's not good. I'm looking at the delayed preview on Restream and my hair is see-through and my face is see-through because of the white of the screen as I'm working, and this is freaking terrifying. Of course I'm drawing her as a Karen. You know damn well she had the Karen haircut. It's like, I know you want your games, sweetie, but for the love of Christ, let me get it for you. I'm looking at electric bathrobes. Have you ever tried one? There is a heated snuggler wrap that looks very warm and comfy. I knew they made heated blankets, but I didn't know about heated bathrobes. That's news to me. I'm assuming it either works with a really strong battery or you gotta be sitting somewhere because they decided it's USB powered, like my backlight. Like usually I keep my desk light plugged in, which is USB, plugged into an iPad adapter. But because this one is also put it on this light, because I didn't want to suck the power out of my computer. And thus, I sing the praise of the vector eraser tool every day. But that's the thing, I'm usually pretty comfortable in everything I wear. It's just I'm wearing this specifically to look good for the camera. And that's about it. Because I got options. I got the 20-some-year-old house coat. And I got the choice of 3 onesies. Depending on the temperature, because they got 3 different levels of insulation. My warmest one is the snowman onesie. In between is the alicorn onesie. I say unicorn to save time, but it's really an alicorn because she has wings. And if it's cold in the house, but I know I'm going to be doing some chores, then I'm going to pick the lightest one, which is pretty thin cotton instead of like fleece, which is the Ninja Turtle onesie. It's clearly Raphael, but they decided to go the route of generic turtle with a red bandana because the belt says T instead of R for Raphael. Excuse me, I'm kind of busy. The Mac fan control thing is a leftover from my previous Mac when I changed the hard drive. The Mac did not like that I use a brand different from Apple, so it's programmed to detect for an Apple seal, and if the Apple seal is not there, the fan will go at maximum, thinking that the hard drive is overheating, which is why I got the fan Mac control software. My current Mac is still technically brand new, so it does not really need manual fan control, but I like to have the software there, just to be safe. Cool artwork by Anime Geek Draws. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if they're still watching, but they got some cute stuff. I am so gassy. It is so dark, like I can feel how dark it is. But if I turn on my top light, then it won't be too bright. There's only so much I can do with the budget I have. It's not like I can turn my art studio into a filming studio, because that would just not be realistic, since I do art a lot more often than I film. Noticed that there were some people in DeviantArt on one of my comics that started to comment on how I paste that specific comic. And I was like, well, if you want to do edits on my comic, feel free to pay me. And then I linked my my price list, and somebody actually said tempting. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not saying this sarcastically. If you want to have input on what I draw, feel free to fucking pay me. Because at the end of the day, I do these for me first and foremost. What I do, there is a way. Like my Patreon and my coffee are decorative. My next planned extravagant purchase is a screen protector for my Wacom. I have yet to like really scratch my Wacom. All I've did so far with the plastic nibs, this is a titanium nib, but with the plastic nib I accidentally scratched off a big circle in the middle of the, and that's the safe quote-unquote nib that they sell with the Wacom. That's why I got the titanium one. Of course, people say the nib is supposed to wear down because it's easier, it's gentler on your screen. Like, I've only had the tablet for about a month before I noticed the scratching that the recommended nibs did on it, so the screen I'm looking at is a tempered glass screen off of Amazon, which is around $40–50. figured tempered glass is easier to put down. Like on my phone is tempered glass that's on it, and Silvendo, of course, because I lost control of my life, and there's no bubble, there's not even a crack because, well, contrary to popular belief, I am not rich, so I have a death grip on my phone, and considering I don't plan on dropping my Wacom anytime soon, I'm pretty sure it's safe to put the tempered glass screensaver on it. I usually draw myself blonde when I'm at work, because that's when I started experimenting with hair color. I'll do it again eventually. I'm just waiting for stuff to settle down nice and good. Also, I'm using all my money on bills and art supplies. What a surprise. So this is why I took a magic potion tea. My throat is a little... Daw. So, for those who are not familiar with what's going on, I have the Restream bot that lets comments from other channels stream. So, for those watching the archive later on YouTube, Anime Geek is probably replying to so that's why Anime Geek is talking to my bot, which is normal, mind you. That's why I try to look up and read these comments out loud so people can keep track. And yeah, you should be goddamn flattered, Anime Geek draws. You got a really cute, fluffy style. And Paul is literally a college art teacher, so... when you get something else of, this is shit, you know it's a good art teacher. And your stuff is not shit. It's just an example of bad art teachers that I've heard about on the intertubes. From the art teachers I did have in school, high school, and a little bit of college I did, they're either, the ones I had were either really into my shit or completely disinterested because they're not art teachers and they were just there because the regular art teacher couldn't do all the classes. Like, my high school had one art teacher and the rest were just stand-ins following the script. Oh, you could tell the difference. And believe me, you could tell the difference. Oh my god, night and day. I don't know if I would qualify myself as an art teacher. I do help people with art. I don't really qualify myself as a teacher. Plus, I am way too rude. Like, even when I'm encouraging, I'm rude. Because I'm the type to go, well, look at you, you magnificent bastard. Like, I even made a joke about it on Facebook once, and I wrote, the reason I'm not on that video classes site whose name escapes me right now is because all my videos would be short and probably start with, listen here, you little shit. Wait, seriously? You think I have low battery because my magic keyboard is at 95%? You're a great art teacher. So I've heard. I'm just, like, you're supposed to have a level of professionalism that I do not have. But I have been told that I'm a good teacher because every time I say I'm a frickin' gremlin teacher, I have people that I have actually helped with their art come up to me and tell me the same thing. You're strict, but fair. And they never mention the fact that I cuss all the time or... And I'm like, you do this or else, and once you're done doing this, just this, listen, look at me. You do this exactly. Once you understand why you're doing this, then you can fuck around. Because the idea is not to teach you to draw the way I draw. The idea is to teach you to understand the basics and then go nuts. Once you understand the basics, when you go nuts, you're gonna notice a significant improvement. She says while drawing bean people. Like, I understand most of my basics. Most because I cannot for the life of me apply perspective lines. So I just kind of wing it to the best of my abilities. Maybe see depth as well as normal people. Politeness doesn't have anything to do with professionalism unless you work in retail or restaurants. Oh, and that's another thing, which is a story I will probably put in a future Bootleg cookie, and that I did animate for Bootleg Cookie Animated. I had a customer that kept cutting me off when I was trying to ask him questions. Like, he was asking me a question, I was answering him, and he would cut me off with another question, but like, rude. Like, do you have any Sonic games? Oh, let me check real quick. But do you have any? Let me check just a minute. And I finally found one manually in the cheap aisle. And I said, well, there's this one, do you have this one? Because he wanted one for Xbox. He wanted a Sonic game for Xbox. Which at the time was available, because it's not that long ago since I worked in retail. And finally I found one manually that was not in the system in the cheap rack. And I said, well, I've got this collection here. It's a Genesis collection with Sonic 2. Is this the kind of game? That's all you have? Oh my god. I was done. I slammed the game back in the rack, and I looked at him and I said, well, sir, I can try to ship you a Sonic game, but I can't guarantee the quality. And then I did this. And then he stopped and looked at me and laughed his little heart out. Like full guffaws of joy. He was so shocked by my answer, but yet so pleased. Where are my Copic skin tones? There we go. That once he finally caught his breath back from laughing at me so hard, I think it was pretty obvious I was not trying to be taken seriously at that point. He looked at one of my special edition Batman Arkham Asylum Collector's Edition, And he asked me what it was, and of course I explained it to him. Special edition. Comes with a little statue. It's $100, and he goes, sold. So basically, by being extremely rude to this customer, I sold him a $100. And then he became a regular customer. Of course, that's the kind of story that people on Twitter are gonna go, things that never happened for $200, Alex. Half the stuff that I write in Bootleg Cookie, I don't believe. But it happened for real because, well, for most of them, I was there. For the stuff that involved my parents or my grandparents where they were young, I was not there. I only have their word to go by. But at the same time, the stuff I was there for, I don't believe it. But I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is one of those stories of people being sexist towards me. And yeah, everybody's female in this strip, but that does not change the fact that I worked in the video game section of a store, and women, especially, I didn't have too much trouble with guys in that department. I had some, and of course I'm going to be drawing them eventually. But not as much as women, mostly in their 40s. Like, look, I'm gonna be 40 next year, and I do not look as old as those women in their 40s. I mean, being an asshole will give you wrinkles, that's what I'm saying. Where's my yellows? But I had a lot of women ask for a man. For trivial stuff, like in this example where she keeps ignoring me asking her for the most basic of information to pull up her file, and then asking if my coworker, my male coworker, like I was working in a department but my male coworker was in charge. And she absolutely wanted to be served by the male coworker, and he's not here today. Call him. How about no? How about you let me do my fucking job? How about that? And when he was there, people would usually go to him, and sometimes when I had co-workers from other department like browse there during their lunch hour or to come to talk to me and stuff like that, they would ask questions to that co-worker, and most of them they would point to me, and at least a couple of them would go, well, ask her, she's the expert. I had one that once, like, the customer was talking to me, actually. I was behind the counter. Customer was talking to me, looking me in the eyes and stuff like that. And every question the customer asked, this coworker would answer on top of me, like, cut me off. Like, this guy was huge next to me. Okay? Like, this guy was easily, like, around 6 something there. I'm 5'2". This guy was gigantic. And he would talk over me. and answering my place. But he was basically saying what I was about to say. Later and apologize for talking over me. I mean, damn, look at my face. I'm not here because I'm sexy, okay? I'm drop dead gorgeous, but that's not here or there. I am not here because I'm a pretty set of tits. Now, if I need help, I will ask. If I don't need help, shut the fuck up. Of course, when I actually needed help, not a single person to come and help me, that's for sure. That's a story I'm pretty sure I'm not going to draw for Bootleg Cookie, but I don't mind telling it. That guy that literally walked through our glass window claiming he didn't see it because at the time the paper goods store downstairs, which had the same owner, was open half an hour early than the electronics portion, which was upstairs. And I just saw this guy like power walking towards our door and smash it with his head. But he, like, literally from power walking. It's not like he stopped, looked at the door, and then just went pooh. He walked through the door and smashed it with his head because he was looking down, like he was power walking like this. And of course, that's when I needed help. And apparently, my other coworkers that were there early with me helped me. Oh, gee, thanks for the support, guys. I'm not sure what color the counter was. I'm gonna take a wild guess because at the end of the day, I don't really care. For those wondering how come I can my Wiimote made for work with the Clip Studio. I absolutely love it. And touch wood, I have yet to develop some nasty carpet tunnel syndrome. I am well aware of what I said. This was not a slip of the tongue. Oh my god. I have an app that encouraged me to drink water, mind you. And I'm just not that thirsty in a day. But it's important to stay hydrated. Comic looks great today, Sharon. Thank you. You can tell Paul knows how I work because I'm almost done. That's usually when he compliments my work. If anybody's wondering why I'm still using pretzel.rocks when Twitch allows us to use some music, I still need to on YouTube and on Twitter. And I don't want to get yelled at by YouTube. I used to stream on Facebook also, but Facebook has been muting all my... partially muting all my videos because I'm using music that's copyrighted to somebody. And I'm like, I am allowed, I have a license. But there is no way to report a false copyright claim. And it's not even a copyright claim, it's just Facebook deciding you're not the creator of this music. Fuck you. So yeah, I got tired of that. Is it supposed to be this week or next week that the book... oh, next week, I think. Came out with a lettering book that is supposed to come out this month, and I already pre-ordered it at the Jump City in Timmins, Ontario. And I'm hoping to learn to get better at lettering. Like, I know some basic stuff. I have comic/books. But this guy is the best. And it's going to be a book absolutely dedicated to just lettering. So yeah, I should be getting it by next month, I would assume. And hopefully it will give me some new tips and tricks on how to make my lettering look better in general. Like literally, the font I'm using right now, Back Issues, is from Blambot, which is Nate Piekos' website. Like, of course, I know some basic rules, but it never hurts to learn more. Of course, there's some people that know me very well that probably think I'm being a hypocrite here because I absolutely loathe school. I like learning. I do not like school. There's a difference. School is nothing but a well of bad memories for me. From everybody involved. But learning? I love learning. I love getting better at something that I like to do. and seeing the improvement as I work. Fantastic, of course, because if you keep telling yourself that you're absolutely shit, you're never going to improve. And people, when people, you know? Of course, there is a balance. When I say I'm the best, I mean I am the best Shiro that there is. I'm not saying I'm better than everybody. Clearly I am not. But if I am a better Shiro today than I was yesterday, I consider that a win. Like, I didn't have it happen yet when I boost my art, but being female presenting, I have had people, mostly men, mainly men, 100% men, cis men, why is it always cis men, tell me that I'm beautiful, and then I agree, and then they're either like, wow, you're modest, or you're not that pretty. I'm like, oh, you're trying to neg. Good luck with that, buddy. Block. I am that pretty. I don't know what you're talking about. Yuck. Too big for the ellipse bubble. Moving this because I am trying to avoid tangents. I'm trying to pay more attention to that when I work. Like, a lot of the mistakes I make, sometimes it's on purpose because I just can't avoid it. Like this tangent here. But I know when I make mistakes. I can see them. But the best I can do, instead of crying over spilt milk and call myself absolutely shit and that nobody should like my art and everybody abandoned me, and like, I've seen posts like that. I've seen a lot of posts like that. I can just get up, dust myself, and just do a better job on the next one. I'm a great artist, but I am ever learning. And honestly, that's what makes me a great artist. Because that's something I never understood, is people telling me that I think I'm better than them. And I'm like, first of all, who's this clown? Secondly, why would I think I'm better than you? literally, I've had kids in school accuse me of thinking that I'm better than them, and I had and still have no idea why, because that's just not how I think in general. And that's back when I was trying to be as quiet and unnoticeable as possible. But apparently, doing that to avoid getting bullied nets you the label of snob. So that's why when I hit my 30s, I can say, well, people are going to be mad whatever I do, so I might as well do whatever I like. Good tea. I'm gonna register that in my app. Like, my app wants me to drink 10 glasses of 360 milliliters a day. And I can only manage 5 at best. Alright, let's take an overall look. Good. I'm rereading this and I'm still annoyed by that friggin' conversation with the little kid repeating everything like she's the second Tom Nook twin. Timmy and Tommy, like she's Tommy from Animal Crossing. And of course, if I say that in public, mothers are like, oh my god, you hate kids? I do not hate kids. I hate shitty parents. There's a whole lot of difference. Okay, we're good for today. So next week should be a normal week. Yes, it's going to be okay, good. So we are going to call it a day. And as usual, with every end of stream, extra special thanks, covered in sprinkles and maybe a pickle if you're feeling fancy, to my patrons on Patreon, Amber B, Jeff B, Paul K. Your continued support is immensely appreciated. Thanks to you guys, I will be able to get my tempered glass screen pretty soon. And as usual, I'll see you guys next Sunday at 1.